Hello everyone, and today we're gonna continue playing the game TouchStarved. I I find myself standing in a narrow and rather gloomy alley. I pulled a new cloak up over my nose, stepping over the contents of chamber pots that have been emptied into the street. Something weighs heavily inside one of the cloak's pockets, my coin purse. Everything is still inside. Every last coin that I scraped together for the journey to Arida. It doesn't even look like it was open. There were so few coins to begin with. They probably weren't worth stealing. I glanced back at the clinic's closed door. Kuraz didn't take any payment. He didn't even ask for a future favor. But he also said that Arida, secrets are power. Does he expect me to give up mine at some point? That's not exactly a comforting thought. Still, no matter why he did it, Kuros gave me a second chance, and a lead on where I might find help. I'll better get going before he changes his mind. I squeeze out of the alley into the crowded main street. The line outside Kuros' clinic stretches down the road already. Too thin. Peddlers queue like quince. Sorry guys, I still struggle. Quince alongside weathered elders. If any place is in desperate need of a free clinic, it's this one. The cobblestones are treacherously rough under my feet. Deep grooves worn between them by regular flooding and decades of hard use. I knew Arida was a river city, but I didn't expect it to look so eroded. The buildings are tired and dilapidated, all cramped together in the narrow streets. A child darts, clutching something greasy wrapped in paper. The smell of fried food drifts over to me. My stomach gives a faint gurgle. This morning's catch, fried up, hot and fresh. Not too many eyeballs today. That sounds disgusting, but I'm starving. So I duck my head under the stall, grubby awning. A large fish leers up at me, its three bulging eyes still visible through the thick layer of crispy batter. The vendor gives me a gap-toothed grin. What's the cheapest thing you got? The vendor points at a metal basket of what it looks like long strips of savory fried dough. Fresh long, lads. Free copper apiece. Don't burn your mouth. I take the coins out, counting them gingerly. At this rate, I might not even be able to afford dinner, but luckily, I drop the payment on the counter and take my meal. 2 streets later, I pass under a wrought iron archway, adorned with dangling garlands of red and pink lilies. Buildings in this quarter are a dizzying riot of color, painted walls and tinted glass everywhere I look. Sheer red and pink curtains flutter in open doorways. Musical voices call out invitingly. Incense mingles with the pungent scent of flowers, barely covering the salt and musk of warm bodies. This might be Arida's entertainment district. I'm polishing off my food and dusting the crumbs from my hands when I spot a poster. It features the silhouette of a smiling man wearing a single dagger-like earring and the words "Bloodhounds" printed above his face as above his head. A motto, as above, so below, circled the artwork. If Leander is the leader of the Bloodhounds, then the face printed on the poster is likely his. I followed a line of identical posters around a corner and nearly hit my head on a previously dangling wooden sign. Looking up, faded orange letters read the wet wick. Oh. My bad. The facade of the building looks like it's seen better days, but I hear faint music and laughter coming from inside. The inside of the bar is a far cry from the abandoned exterior. It's not even midday, yet most of the tables and booths are occupied by a loose assembly of people in matching green cloaks. There's a lot you can tell about a city by its dives. This one seems ordinary enough, even if the uniforms are unusual. A cursory glance doesn't turn up anyone with a dagger-shaped earring. I'm about to head towards the counter when a chant rises from the center of the room. Show! 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 The remaining green cloaks abandon the bar in their booths to rush towards the center of the room in a sudden torrent. There's no time to move out the way. I'm caught, swept along in the Alstench current. Hey! Rhythmic chanting drowns out my voice. I thrash, throwing out my elbows as the press of bodies grows heavier. My hip knocks into a table. I grip it and holding on tight to steady myself, but the crowd has stilled. The chanting stops. A pair of gilded boots stride across the tabletop. Seriously, you dogs again? Scattered laughter and cheers rise from the audience. I drag my eyes upwards. Why is it so close up to his abs? God damn. Like, bro got... no comment, no comments. No comment, no comment. A well-dressed man stands on the table in front of me, his broad shoulders framed by the thick lapels of a trench coat. This really is the last time, alright? This time, when he speaks, the audience falls silent, as though bewitched by his magnetic presence or rich, low voice. But nothing is as captivating as his smile. He beams at the crowd around him, a performer on his makeshift stage. Don't blink, or you will miss it. He laughs, and the dagger-shaped earring dangling from his ear catches the light in a flash of gold. It would seem I found Leander. He raises his hand above. The audience snaps. Flash of pale green light. Real magic. No ordinary stage trick blinds me. As the brilliance ebbs, my gaze refocuses on the mage towering above me. He flicks his wrist, and the magic spiraling around him chrysalis. A delicate flower stem sprouts from between his pinched fingers. One by one, glowing lily petals spring forth. With a flourish, the mage presents the conjured flowers. The audience burst into clapping and cheers. A genuine magic show was the last thing I expected from a place called the Wet Wig. Leander plucks the iridescent bouquet out of the air and turns it in a slow circle, giving his audience a good look. Now, who could use some good luck? Eager onlookers scoot closer to the table. Some reach for the lilies while others whistle and call Leander's name. But his cool green eyes slide right over them, locking on me instead. Yo! How about you? My chest tightens. Every person gathered turns to stare at me. Aw, shit. Oh, I said a no word. My bad. Sorry. Aw, crap. But, let's take the flowers. I reach out, all too aware of the way my fingers trembled as I carefully take the flowers from him. There's no weight to them, only a faint warmth that radiates from the stems. As soon as the flowers leave Leander's hand, their light dims, and they fade away in a shower of pale scent light. To my surprise, Leander laughed under his breath. That's the problem with flowers. They don't last long, but they leave an impression, right? He grins at me, and I find myself smiling back. Scratching my head. Leander steps off of the table. dropping among this exciting crowd with an audible clink. Alright, bloodhounds, get back to your drinks. Show's over. The green cloak disperse at his command, returning to their tables and booths. Before I can make my way towards Leander, his eyes find me. He gives me a friendly wave, then beckons me to the crowded counter. I manage to squeeze beside him, but there's so little room that his broad shoulders press against mine. I tense, but he doesn't seem to mind at all. Is this your first time in Erida? He says it lightly, with a genuine air of curiosity. Look at his eyes, you know he hasn't gotten much sleep, but like... No comment, man. No comment. Do I stick out that much? No, but I'm certain I would remember seeing a face as lovely as yours around Lowtown. W-Riz? My eyes flicker to the polished countertop. I'm not used to flattery, and being this close makes eye contact difficult. As if on cue, the bartender approaches us. Can I get it for you? What can I get you? Surprise me, and add anything my friend wants to my tab. I wasn't expecting the generosity, but I have to admit, I do feel a little thirsty after all that fright dough. Let's go with what he's having. While the bartender leaves to fix our drinks, Leander leans his elbows on the counter. I'm close enough to notice the purple shadows under his lower lids. Those are his eye bags! His eyes wander over me in return, but when they locked on my bandaged hands, a sour taste rises in my throat. Here comes the questions. So what brings you to the wig? Kura sent me. He pushed his hair back from his forehead, but immediately falls right back into place. So, it's about work. The bartender returns with a pair of glasses filled with what I can only assume is beer. Damn. Kids, don't underage drink. Don't drink and drive. Don't be silly like that. We in this channel, we do not condone drinking and driving. I raise my glass and give it an experimental sniff. It smells faintly yeastly, but with an undercurrent I can't quite place. A quick sip confirms my worst suspicions. It's awful, somehow briny and sour, in a way that reminds me of pickles. But any thought of complaining dies the moment I look up and see Leander take a deep swig from his glass. He lets out a satisfied breath. How can I be of assistance? I need to get to the Cenobum. As soon as the word Cenobum leaves my mouth, the entire bar falls silent. Bloodhounds twist around in their seats to gawk openly. Finally, an especially drunk one speaks up. The hell are you bringing up the Cenobum in here? Throw him out. This is Bloodhound territory. The vitriol catches me off guard from the angry looks thrown my way. It's clear I have broken some unspoken rule just by mentioning the Cenobum. When I glance at Leander, he's drinking, as though he hasn't noticed the uproar. Only when he catches me looking does he lower his glass. For the love of... He drags a hand down his face. Hey, keep it down, will you? This is business. I tense, expecting an argument, but the outspoken bloodhounds silently return to their drinks. Only a handful continue to watch me warily. Sorry about them. The Cenobums, a bit of a touchy subject in these parts. Mix in enough drinks and, well, you saw. How about we continue this outside? When I give him a terrorist nod, he pushes away from the bar counter. The atmosphere on the bar was nice, you know? I follow Leander to an alleyway tucked behind the wet wick where layers of frayed bloodhounds posters have been plastered to the wall. See. I can't with this man. Holy shit. Why? What got him staring at me like that? Arms folded, shoulders out here, chest exposed as ever. Seeing them side by side, the resemblance between Leander and his likeness on the posters is impressive. Kuros didn't send you here for help with the Xenobiome, did he? From the look he gives, he already knows the answer. I glance away. No, he didn't. He suggests I find an alternative. Yeah, here you are, asking about them. Anyway, what do you need the Xenobiome for? I don't want to tell him about my curse. The less people know about my capabilities, the better. Thankfully, Leander takes my reluctant silence as an answer. Well, I see you're already aware of the city's currency. Information's worth its weight in gold here. Kuros told you the truth. The Xenobiome's dangerous. Get on their bad side and they will imprison you if you're lucky, or torture you if you're not. But the Xenobiome's supposed to be a place of learning, a sanctuary. The Xenobiome has always been heralded as the last bastion of human knowledge, a shining beacon of hope in a world steeped in nightmares. If any place held answers, it would be Xenobiome. That's why I came here. That's what they want you to think, but things that seem too good to be true are often just that. Such as a simple statement, and yet it leaves me reeling. If it's true, if I stalked everything on a lie, then what now? Leander cleared his throat. But as I always say, there are solutions to every problem, and alternatives to every solution. He claps his hands and turns to me with a brilliant smile. That's why Kuros pointed you to the Bloodhounds. Let us help you, whether it's hunting soulless, finding people, or recovering stolen valuables. We can do it all, and free of charge. I'm shaking my head. Before he finished his practice speech, my patience is wearing dangerously thin. Listen, I appreciate the offer, but my problem can't be solved by a group of good Samaritans. To my chagrin, Leander nods slowly. Then your problem must be fairly serious, and if the Xenobiome is your first choice, you're searching for a magical solution, aren't you? When my eyes widen, he nods along, as though he has suspected all along. I will be happy to help you out. That is, if you will tell me what ails you. Leander might not work for the Xenobiome, but he is a mage, a powerful one. At that, if his demonstration earlier is any indication, I'm silent, plagued by indecision. I don't know if I can trust him, but it's not like I have any alternatives. I hate to admit it, but this could be my only path forward. My confession comes out in a pained whisper. I'm cursed. Cursed? Oh, now I'm very curious. What kind of curse? Something ancestral or more recent? He looks me up and down, taking in my face, my eyes, and finally my hands. This look again! This dude, man. I think people are gonna simp for him once the full game is out. Is this game popular? I honestly don't know. It's your hands, isn't it? I wait until I'm certain my voice will remain steady before answering. My touch is dangerous. It changes people, hurts them. Before I even finished, Leander begins taking his gloves off. He tugs his left hand free and flexes his fingers. Let's see it. He offers me his hand. A prismatic flash of magic ripples across his palm, but I'm already shrinking backwards. Damn! Bro's ready to risk it all. I can't. I don't care how confident Leander is. I can't bring myself to hurt him, to see his kind face twist into a mask of madness. Believe me, this isn't an ordinary curse. I'll be fine. Perhaps where you came from, your affliction was strange and one of a kind. But spend a year in the city, you will see 1,000 curses, and thrice as many cures. Do you really think Kuras would send you here if I couldn't handle it? How should I know? I only met him today. I'm as good as any mage in the Cinnabon. Better even. If they can help, so can I. You don't know what you're asking me. I'm asking you to trust me. Trust is like a very loose term, you know? He gives off like a. It's strange. He might be like some betrayal type shit. But like, I don't think so. Also, sorry for the swearing. I looked from Leander's outstretched hand to his confident smile. Then, with a short breath, I began unwinding the bandages from my hand. Fine. But if you lose control, don't say I didn't warn you. Do I have to read that? Oh, shit. Oh, my bad. Sorry. You can tie me up first if it makes you feel any better. Bro was blushing too! Hey, yo. With each joint I expose, I grow more and more certain that this is a terrible idea. Ready when you are. If he's bothered by the way my hand looks, he doesn't show it. My fingers hover shakily over his palm. 3, 2, 1. Shit. Look, this man is ready to risk it all, so I think I should touch him. I tap his palm once, as quickly as possible. It's barely more than a brush. That's all it ever takes. When I look at his face, expecting to see the worst, Leander only grins. See? It can't be. This time when I reach out to touch Leander's palm again, he catches my wrist before I can pull away. I told you, there's really nothing to worry about. Why is he blushing again? He trails off when my thumb brushes the soft skin of his inner wrist. I search Leander's face for traces of madness, but his eyes remain clear, soft, green. Is this guy like immune? Is he him for real? The color rises in his cheeks, but he remains still except for the subtle bobbing of his throat. Neither of us speak as I trace the contours of Leaner's palm, lost in an awareness I wasn't prepared for. I've been with other people, kissed them, been embraced by them, and more, but not like this. My fingers, long deprived by years of bandaging, pick up every single detail. The grooves of his palm, the smooth shell of his nails, the pulse of his heart. For as long as I lived, I have never been able to hold someone's hand, not without dire consequences. I never realized what I was missing until this moment. While Leander's pulse is steady, mine is hammering as fear gives way to excitement. You know what? I'm gonna leave it like that. And all I ask is in the comment section which option to pick. Because this one has been an interesting one. We will continue next time. So don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Even though just watching it helps me out. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video. Also, leave the comment to decide what option to pick.